This segment is sponsored by the Tennessee Wildlife Resources Agency. Join us in preserving and protecting Tennessee's wildlife. All right, welcome back, everyone. You can call us here at 737-7767. Be glad to take any phone calls you might have or any questions you might have. Hunting, fishing, shooting related, hopefully.
Whatever you got.
No, not whatever.
Hey, we do have an end call button. There is an end call button.
I can't help you with.
We tell you, we got somebody new up here. You know, we talked a little bit on Facebook earlier and back and forth with folks that we were going to have Mr. Adam Sharp on here tonight.
Yeah.
And Adam's a good friend of mine. We go to church together, and we've done a lot of different things together. But he has authored a series of books that we showed as the product of the week back a couple months ago, I guess now. And this is called the Cedar City Critters. And he's got, I guess there's 4 different books you've already written. Is that right, Adam?
Yeah.
And
4 books.
So, you know, Adam's bass fisherman. Everybody knows him as a bass fisherman. He's in real estate, does a lot of things. But what inspired you to write children's books?
Well, to be honest with you, Brandon, it's probably been about 4 years ago, a little longer than that. My wife asked me to read to my son. About that time, Skeeter, I guess he'd be around 7 or 8 years old. And I guess sometimes we realize as fathers that we want to share the things that we know in the outdoors, but the time that you share with your kids is most important, and it's just hard to do that, especially when you're reading about something that you have no interest in. And I had said something to her about that. I said, do you think they'd come up with a book that Dad would stay tuned in with? And later that night, you know, you go to bed, you don't think nothing about it. The next morning I woke up with a clear vision of all 4 of these things in my mind, and I mean, it was no doubt that it was a gift that I thought was given to me. And I told her, I said, I know what I'm about to do, and I said, I'm going to write a children's book series. And she kind of just laughed it off, and I said, you don't understand. I said, it was clear to me what I'm supposed to do with this, and I pursued it, and I wrote the stories, and I probably did that in probably I don't know, a week. And I took some ideas growing up. You know, my dad would, he was a big tournament fisherman, and he'd take me to the lake, and he'd pull up on logs on the river, and he'd pitch up on a log, and he'd catch one. He'd call them Larry's, lay down Larry's. So I'd had a character. This is where the first character started, was Larry.
Oh,
and I kind of took that, and I had characters, but I had to have a story, and being a man of faith, I went to the Word, and I just said, kind of guide me with the message that I need to use with this. And so I just took messages from the Bible and kind of put them in what I like to call a redneck version, using outdoor critters.
That's the version we understand.
Yeah,
right?
that's one I understand, and I just pursued it that way. And I told her, I said, I got to use all the hunting seasons, and the more I got excited about it, because I knew it was different. And you know, I think I was more excited when I got to the deer book, and I came up where Boone and Crockett meet for the first time, you know, become friends, and I thought, this is just, I had so much fun with it, and I was very blessed to have the thoughts with it, but the process was a blessing.
The illustrations are fantastic, and I know that you had some help with that, because I saw you as you were working on it through that process. So tell us a little bit about that real quick.
Well, that took a long time to go through, but when I started, I had all these ideas, and to get them out of my head on the paper was just, that's not my strong suit. You know, I can think of it, but I don't have that talent. And I got frustrated, and I think that all people do when you have something you want to share and you can't convey the message, you just give up. And I remember going to Creative Graphics there in Lebanon. I went to the owner, Kevin Bass, and I said, I've shared this idea with him. He thought it was a great idea. He let an illustrator work with it, and I said, I've tried to pitch this idea to people, and they just don't get it the way I get it. And I said, so let me pay my bill for what you've done. It was just 1 page, but that 1 page meant the world to me. See, it was just 1 page of a fish, and I said, it's not going to work. I think it's too big for me. I can't handle it. And he said, you're not going to pay that bill. If I let you pay this bill, you're going to walk out of here and you're not going to finish this. So this man opened his doors to me, and he allowed me to come into his business, and he said, if you'll put in the time, I'll provide you the resources. So 3 days a week for 2 to 3 hours each of those days, I got to work with the illustrator, Nakia Vinsel, and it took a long time, but we started to mesh.
Yeah.
When you take people, and she had a talent of drawing, and it was just such a magical thing for me to watch her do it. And as you do one book, the second book, the third book, by the time you got to the fourth, we were really good at
You had it figured out then.
Yeah, she could draw things. Well, then you had to start all over again.
Oh, yeah.
Because you made the first 3 look bad. So
Yeah.
that was a fun process.
Well, I'll tell you, let's take a phone call real quick.
Okay.
Who do we have on the line?
Denny, how can we help you?
Hey, Hugh, Brandon.
Hey, how are you tonight?
I'm doing good, but I got a cautionary tale to tell the deer hunters out there.
All right.
Guys, I've been hunting for 45 years, and I didn't go to sleep the night before opening morning, so I was too excited. And I fell asleep in the deer stand, and squirrels woke me up, and I woke up, looked around, and then I stood up, and the gun fell out of the deer stand, guys.
Oh,
You
no.
talking about being scared. That muzzle loader was pointing straight at me. It was headed for the ground. It caught a limb and fell sideways on the ground. So
Oh,
I
no.
had a God moment there, guys.
That's right.
You did.
I want to tell the guys out there to be real extra careful in the deer stands about falling, but about your gun falling. 45 years, nothing's ever happened to me. I've been blessed.
Yep.
But,
All it takes is that once, too, though. You know, you
yes,
got to
sir,
watch it every
All
day.
it takes is that 50 caliber barrel staring at you on the way down. You got no place to go.
Yeah,
No.
that's right.
Oh,
That's right.
No. You can think skinny, but
That pucker factor is heavy.
well, we're sure glad that you're still with us, brother.
Oh yeah, guys, y'all go out there and go get them. I'm gonna try it one more time. It scared me that weekend. I tell you.
Well, good luck to you.
Thank you. We got Tree Man. Tree Man, how can we help you? Hello?
Yeah, you.
Yes, sir.
Hello. Hey, brother, this is Tree Man. I just want to compliment y'all on your show, but I really called in for a good folks down at Flowers. Let me tell you what, this was last year. The difference of the deer that was taken this year and last year. Last year, I had to wait over an hour to get in the driveway.
Yep.
To get my deer processed in. But it was so worth the wait because I run into so many people I hadn't seen, and I got to see some really nice bucks that were taken in, and them folks down there do an excellent job. So I just want to call in and let everybody know what a good job, and I will sit in line and wait to get my deer processed.
Darn right.
Yeah,
I
that's
will
why
too.
so many people do. That's right.
4550 Eaton's Creek Road. If
Thank you
want
for
to know
calling,
that,
Tree Man.
Hope that temper comes down this weekend because I didn't do nothing last week.
Well,
You
we
will
hope
this
to see
week.
you this
Hang in
weekend.
there with them. Good
All
luck.
right, bro.
Thanks, Tree Man.
Yep.
And we got Donald. How can we help you, Donald?
Yes, can anybody give me an update of what they're going to do about the Asian carp on the Tennessee River? I'm afraid we're going to lose our river.
Yes, sir. I can tell you right now that TWRA is working hand in hand. We're waiting on some grant money right now. They've already applied for grant money. I know that when the monies get here, there's some opportunities for commercial fishermen. They're going to bring in the commercial fishermen, and we used to have a lot of commercial fishing going on.
Yeah.
And they kind of got curtailed down because a lot of fishermen were cutting those nets and everything else. And here's what I want to strongly adhere to and get everybody to listen to me a little bit. If you want those Asian carp gone, when you see those gill nets that those commercial fishermen are using to grab those Asian carp, don't go cutting them.
Yeah, leave them alone.
Let's leave them alone.
You
They're
gotta
doing
work
us a
together
favor
with these guys.
And so there's things like that. I know that Kentucky is starting to talk about having a like a pet food plant that they're going to put in that where all these Asian carp will go to. So you're starting to see some movement going on right now.
And, my other job in this whole state is I'm the Tennessee State Bass Nation Conservation Director. There's a lot of stuff going on at the head of, or at the bottom of Kentucky Lake, up in Kentucky.
That's right.
In Berkeley. They're, you know, U.S. Fish and Game, Kentucky Department of Natural Resources, TWRA. They're all working on different projects up there.
That's right.
And they got a study going on. They're putting the sound barriers in up there.
Yep.
Thankfully, so far, they have not found any of the juvenile Asian carp. And
that's right.
Last week, TWRA put out a notice. One of the things as anglers we can do is if we see any of those juvenile Asian carp, whether they're 4 inches or 9 inches, they want us to grab them, document where we found them at, and call the nearest TWRA officer.
And let them know.
And let them know.
Yep.
Because right now they do not believe that they're reproducing. They think they're all coming in through the dam, you know, out of the Ohio River into Lake Kentucky. Yep. So there's a lot of projects going on. TWRA is deeply involved in it.
Yep.
And,
well, we got to go, but we hope that answers your question.
Yes, that helped me a lot. Thank you.
This is a child abduction emergency transmitted at the request of the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation. A statewide Amber Alert has been issued by the Tennessee Bureau of Investigation on behalf of the Rockwood Police Department for Haley Nicole Brandenburg. Brandenburg has a medical condition and does not have access to her medication. She was last seen in Rockwood wearing tan Adidas pants with a pink stripe down the side and a green Subway shirt. She wears glasses and has braces. She is believed to be in the company of Robert Andrew Garn in a base 2006 Honda Odyssey van with Tennessee tag 240 KZ South. If you have information on the whereabouts of Haley, call it by 1-800-TBI-FIND.
Really, really warm on top of your head.
Yeah.
To keep that body heat in, and I promise you, ladies and gentlemen, you might get cold, but you won't get the hypothermia.
And don't wear it in. That's one thing I'll suggest too. Don't put it on till you get there.
Put it on.
You get sweaty on your way there, and you'll regret it once you get there.
And being sweaty is going to make you get cold faster.
It will.
So
it will.
Put these on once you get in your stand or blind or whatever the case may be. Put it on then. But I promise you, you're going to thank me later because this will keep you warm.
That's right.
Okay?
Guys, we'll be back here in just a minute. We got a recipe for you guys from Mr. Chris Manziger. And we're going to get a little bit more information from Adam.
Half the recipe
so
left.
we still got a lot coming at you guys. Yeah, I tell you, we got a hold of it a little bit earlier, so he's got enough left, hopefully, to show you guys in a minute.
It's sketchy, but we're going to have one.
Yeah, we're going to take a quick break. We'll be right back here in just a minute with some more Southern Woods and Waters.
We're going to be in show and tell.